Now let me just say, I've heard every single speaker that I am about to list today. Hello everyone, my name is Braylon Lane and I've been a DJ for 4 years now. Thank you very much. Now, here's the deal. A lot of beginner DJs come and ask me, and other YouTube DJs, DJ Rick Webb, DJ Marcellus Dope, DJ Bar, DJ Dynablend, DJ Brandon, and just to name a few, they all come and ask us one thing, and that is, what's the best beginner DJ speaker? DJ Rick Webb posted a very popular video about this, like I want to say 2 years ago, and I watched this video and I was upgrading my speakers because I used to run Rockville speakers, which I do not recommend that you buy, ever. Don't buy Rockville speakers. Now, here's the deal. What are some of the best beginner speakers you can go with? Well, today I'm going to name 6 DJ speakers that I think are a good option for those beginner DJs that are doing applications of 150 and under. Number 1, the best choice in my opinion comes to the Mackie Thump 15. Depending on if you get the 12-inch version, will run you from about $270 to $350. And as a matter of fact, I happen to have one right here. This baby runs 1,000 watts of total power. I want to say it's 500 continuous, 500 peak. And while obviously these aren't the best numbers in the world, definitely do good for an event of 100 and under. These Mackie Thump 15s can be ran with the subwoofer. They have an 18-inch subwoofer in the line, which I do not recommend getting, as it is a beginner DJ subwoofer. You're looking at me and you're saying, you want me to be spending $300 on a speaker for DJing? Yeah, I do. Here's the deal with cheap speakers. If you look on Amazon, you can see all types of speakers super cheap. I wanna know what they all have in common? They suck. You know why? They might sound good at first, but they're not gonna last you. They're all plastic, and while Mackie Thump 15s are plastic, they're hard plastic. You're paying that $300 for a reason. These cheap speakers won't last you long. They sound good, but they won't last you long. Second of all, when you decide to splurge and buy a subwoofer, your subwoofer's gonna outdo those speakers. So what the hell was the point of buying the speakers in the first place? The second best speaker that I say that you guys should buy is EV-ZLX 15P. The EV-ZLX 15P will run you a bit more money, depending on what model you get, $400 to $500 per speaker. I used to work for a company called The Big Epic Show, and that's a traveling kids company in Minnesota where they perform all around for kids. And my boss used 2 EV-ZLX 12P speakers, the 12-inch versions. And I'm like, these are really good. They get louder than the Mackie Thumps, and while they don't put out as much bass as the Mackies, they get a lot louder than the Mackie Thumps, and that's something you have to think about. Do you care more about bass but a lower amount of people, or do you care more about a higher amount of people but a little bit less bass? But if you're running subs, then it shouldn't matter to begin with, because I always recommend that you high pass your speakers and EQ them to get the best out of your speakers as possible. But some people don't think that that's a good idea, and you know what, that's your choice. The EV speakers are very good speakers, very durable speakers. Unlike the Mackies, they do have 360 handles on the sides, and the 360 handles are very helpful when carrying them into your venue and whatnot. They do weigh more, about 10 pounds more than the Mackie Thumps, but they're easier to carry, so yeah. Number 3, my recommended speaker for you would be the Avante A15 speaker. Yes, the Avante A15, you're looking at me going, that new speaker? Yes, that new speaker. Here's the deal with this new speaker. This new speaker should run you just about as much as the EV line, $400 to $500 per speaker. And let me tell you about this speaker. This speaker is better than the EV or the Mackie, in my opinion. The deal is that this speaker gets a higher output, in my opinion. Actually, not even in my opinion. If you ask any other DJ speaker, if you ask any other DJ, these things are seriously kind of loud. I would choose these as my first speaker. If these things existed when I started 3.5 years ago, I wish that they had these speakers. Number 4, I'm gonna have to throw in, because I know there are a lot of JBL fans out here, I'm gonna have to throw in the JBL Eon 15 speakers. The JBL Eon 615 speakers are a fantastic speaker, and if any of you know DJ Rick Webb used Eons back in the day of his channel a couple years ago. No, they're a great speaker. They just don't offer the amount of DSP and digital features as some of the other speakers do today, which that's kind of a bummer, because the digital stuff is what you want now. Number 5, I'm gonna have to put in the Alto speakers. The Alto speakers will run you $300 to $350. They do put out almost as much bass. They get just a tad louder than the Mackies, but you won't get much difference in output. And the thing is, it's harder for all of these companies to say why you should buy their speaker over the other one, because they're all in the same price range. They're all in $300 to $500, and it's different. It's a hard choice. I've heard those two, and while they wouldn't be my first choice as a speaker, they're definitely not my last. Now, finally, I know some of you are gonna come to me and they're gonna say, well, I am in the budget for something just a little bit more expensive, but not as expensive as something like the SRX or the ETX. My immediate suggestion is 2 different speakers. Number 1, don't buy EV-ELX. There's no reason to buy EV-ELX unless you're live. If you're willing to spend a little bit more money, not the ELX or the ETX, the EKX. The EKX speakers will run you about $800, and the sub will run you about $1,000. Now, you're looking at me like, what the heck? DJ stuff is expensive, so don't get into the industry if you're not willing to spend the money from your gigs to better your equipment in the future. Just don't. Not a good mix, not a good idea. And if you're willing to spend $600 on a speaker, another extra $100 going up from that $500 would be that Mackie SRM speaker. The Mackie SRMs will run you $600 to $700, and those speakers are pretty solid. Like, those speakers are actually really good. They are better than the Thumps, but obviously, they are next in line to the DRM speakers, which are comparable to the ETX and the JBL PRX speakers. If you ask any other DJ, they'll direct you to the JBL PRXs. I'm not a fan, and here's why. The JBL PRXs are great speakers, but only if you're running subs. I don't like the PRXs without subs. I've heard all of the speakers I'm talking about today. Once again, I'm not a fan of the PRXs without subs. With the PRXs, with the PRX subs, perfect. Better than anything I've listed. But just don't buy PRXs if you're not going to run subs. It's just my personal opinion. They're all professional DJ speakers, but they're all at a level that's not over intermediate or over high professional, if you know what that means. If you look at other DJs on YouTube, you can see that they have expensive stuff. I do too, but I consider myself intermediate. I don't consider myself professional. I consider myself intermediate, and I am, right now, my speakers are not here, but I am running EV-EKX 15P speakers and EV-EKX subs. I am running that, and I am an intermediate professional DJ. I'm not a full-on professional DJ, I'm intermediate. I've been DJing for 3.5 years now, and I don't consider myself up there with DJ Rick Webb or DJ Bar yet, nowhere near it. And I'm a teenager, so yeah, that makes sense. But here's the deal, I am making $400 to $500 every party I'm doing, every gig I'm doing, and $800 to $1,000 every school dance I'm doing. And I do not run DMX. I do not. It is something that's complicated for me to learn, and I am a sound active person. However, I do run some quick Chavez Show Express, some quick scenes like strobe and like color wash for color blend. I do run a couple of scenes. I don't full on DMX my lights, show for every specific song. No, I don't do that. I just sound active, sound slave my lights, connect them to a DMX and strobe them when I need to. That's all I think you need to do. That's just my opinion though. Don't take my word for it. This is not a lighting video. I'm not a light guy. I'm a sound guy. So that is going to be it for this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below. Bye.